Hello.
Welcome to my dark house. So I'm going to apologize for the lighting right now. Very overcast today in Seattle.
It's a typical what everyone thinks of Seattle. So see, don't move here.
Yeah.
This is what it looks like.
Rains a lot.
We like the rain, but
exactly. I can't wear my knits out today, but I can wear them inside. You're wearing a new piece.
I did. I finished the cowl. I remember I promised
gosh.
last podcast that I would finish the cowl. I finished the cowl. It's all Kitchener stitched.
You did the Kitchener.
I did the Kitchener.
How'd
Dude,
you
I have
like it?
never Kitchener stitched so many stitches. Like, I've Kitchener the end of
A
sock.
toe.
Yeah. That's like 30 stitches. This is like double that. And so,
Was it fiddly?
It is what it is. It was fiddly, and the only reason it was fiddly, though, is because this was fingering on like a 6.
Yeah.
So the stitches were loose and big anyway, so that makes it kind of fiddly. Like, I'm, worried about...
Because you have to keep your tension.
Right.
Or keep some kind of tension when you connect
similar, yeah. And so
you don't get a pucker.
So because it was loose already, it was just weird.
Yeah.
But considering I can't tell you right now where I Kitchenered it,
that's happy.
we're good.
That means you even tucked in your ends.
Yes, I tucked in the ends. I've been wearing it for the past 2 days. I love it.
Excellent.
It's exactly the length I wanted it to be. Yeah, it's
That's
awesome.
great. Yeah, good job.
And it met the goal for
50
the
points
for the O-Loops main challenge of the Harry Potter knit-along. So it took 51 grams.
Okay.
So
over 200 yards.
236.1.
You're an overachiever.
I am an overachiever. So I was quite happy to make it and made it with plenty of time to spare. So, yeah.
So how long did you actually measure it to be this perfect length that you like?
I haven't measured it.
Oh, okay. We won't know. We don't know right now.
We don't know right now. I'll measure it after, and Alicia can put it in the...
Yes.
It's showing up right now how long
Probably.
it is. Yeah.
We had some time.
Yeah.
Between now and editing. Yes. Brilliant.
So it is, for me, it's the perfect length because I don't like things too much up by my neck. So I'm very excited.
Yay.
Did you finish anything?
I did. I finished socks for Shawl.
Yay!
And my ends aren't tucked in because I'm not as good as Liz is. So those are my socks. Desert Vista Dye Works.
Shorties, they're cute.
So October is complete.
Yay!
So early. Hi, Malu. Are you gonna say hi?
Hi, Malu.
No, I'm just gonna stare at Liz.
Stare at this person.
Love this pattern. The second one went even faster than the first one. So I can't say enough nice things about this pattern. This is Escalator by Sarah Amoroso. It's free. Always love a free pattern. How do you pick your patterns for socks? Do you have a method?
It tends to
Is
go...
it other people's FOs you see, or...
It tends to go like this. Do I have a pattern for it? Okay. Then done. Because I'm trying to minimize how much is
You
spent.
look at your library.
Look at my library.
Yeah.
And then if not, then it's like, look at Alicia's queue and see what she's knit. Because
Yeah.
she's knit a lot of socks.
That's true.
And then, oh yeah, she knit these. I kind of like those. And then if it's in Alicia's queue, more than likely it's free
Yes.
pattern. Cause
If it's a sock.
it's a sock. And then I'm like, oh, that's how I go.
Excellent. You know who else does free stuff is Becky. Westerly Whimsies.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, I'll have to check out her queue if I ever need
She has
sock
a lot
inspiration.
of free things in her library. I'm sorry, I'm readjusting.
So
Yeah, I'm wearing a sweater.
Oh yeah, she is wearing a sweater.
Yeah. So this is the ink cardigan, and you'll be getting a better picture if this doesn't really show up. So it's got a cable that goes all the way around your collar, but the rest is stockinette, and it's reverse stockinette. So it's a cardigan, so of course you're going to get purl rows. So you don't really mind doing reverse stockinette because you're still purling, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then with a reverse stockinette background, you're able to like pop these cables, right? Now I've made some major adjustments. Mostly because I'm really long.
Color me surprised.
I know, yeah. Are you surprised too? This cable here on the sleeve was supposed to start probably like 4 inches or 3 inches or something after you dropped your sleeve off and you picked it up again. You knit straight for a time. I had to add like 6 or 7 inches so that it would start past my elbow, because otherwise it would have started way up here. And so I scoured all the FO pictures and was like, where are people placing this? Where does it look okay and where does it not look okay? So I decided that it had to be below the elbow. And I love it. She has some modifications because this starts as a small like point up here and then gets into the full thing that you've been doing around your entire neck. But the mod starts here, right? So this section right here is a mod, so that you can start at a very small 2 cables that start something and then start in on this bigger cable piece. I'm pretty sure it's linked in her pattern page, like right on the cover where you would see erratas. I think she has an errata or a mod for this section. And then it ends with a bunch of ribbing, right? And that cable travels to the back of your sweater, which is really pretty. If you guys haven't looked at ink before and you like sweaters, you like big garments, do it. I added about 10 inches in length to the length of it too, because I didn't like this colorway. For you guys right now, it definitely looks like a purple I would wear. It's more of a mauve-y kind of purple.
Yeah, a mauve. Yeah, mauve would be a good description.
So it reads pink a lot to me, so I never cared for it. But you know what's great? When I'm wearing it, I don't notice it.
Because it's on you.
Right? So that I wouldn't have all this extra yarn lying around in a color I wasn't going to use again, because I really didn't enjoy looking at it while I knit, I just kept on knitting and lengthened it. And I think it's like 25 inches below my armhole. So it went for days. I think I added 6 to 8 inches in length. Okay. I really love it. This is Dandelion by Malintosh. Now Dandelion is a blend of linen and wool, and the linen in it makes it so wispy. Like if there's even kind of a breeze, or if I'm walking fast, this thing like is a cape behind me, and I love it. It's super light. It's surprising how much the linen really like takes the weight off. Cool. Yeah. It has a lot of wispies though.
Yeah.
I tried to tuck them in while I was knitting, and then realized later, like looking back at it, it still poked out after working so hard to tuck them in. So you just have to accept the fact that it's got a halo of, a little bit of linen. Yeah. But the wool gives great structure, and the linen keeps it light. You have this in your queue.
It is in my queue. Speaking of queues.
It's on the needle, I think, even.
Yeah, I'm going to have to tear it down, because I'm pretty sure since when I started that, like, over a year ago, my gauge has probably changed and stuff, and I've only got, like, 2 rows, so.
Oh, okay, because I was going to say, this first, you start up here, it's a raglan. Yeah. Seamless. Once you're done, you're done. Yeah. You start up here on 2s. Yeah. And it's tortured, so all you're doing is the little collar. Yeah, so this is in my queue. But then it goes to 4s. So are a lot of other sweaters, so. Okay. I have decided that next year for me, or maybe for us, if you want to join in, is the year of the sweater. I like where you're going. The year of the sweater. Yes. Garment knitting. Yes, garment knitting, which are just, those, we all have them in our queues, but they take so much yarn, and they usually take so much time that I think most of us don't do them. I think I overthink it. Yeah. I think about it for so long that I kind of talk myself out of doing it. Mm-hmm. But I love my sweaters. Right. And so I've only knit 1 sweater for me. It was a fast knit for you, too. Yeah, well, it was Aunt Rose, by Shannon Cook. And it was Aran weight. So it went super fast. It flew. I saw her, like, after she had cast it on, and the next time I saw her sleeves were already dropped off. I'm like, wait, what? Yeah. So it's super fast, and it's a great knit, and I'll wear it next time. Okay. It's getting cooler. It's getting cooler now, yeah. I'll wear it next time. But it's the only one I've knit for myself. You guys have seen I've knit
I've knit 2 sweaters now for
Little
minion
ones.
number 1.
Yeah.
I've knit 1 sweater for minion number 2.
So you like the process?
I like making sweaters.
Yeah.
It's just, I just don't knit enough for me. So I'm going to, next year I've declared the year of the sweater.
Okay, we're not going to be daunted
No.
by our sweater knitting.
No.
Yeah, I like this idea.
Well, I think the other thing that helps is that I really, to segue into something else, I really enjoyed this month's way to go with
I
that
did
Annette
too.
came up with. And so I decided that that's a good way for next year, any month that, I sponsor.
Yeah.
We'll just continue the way to go. So
I
you just
like
want
it.
to get done.
So you can bring your sweaters to the table.
You can bring your sweaters to the table.
I like it.
Yeah.
And
And
it's
then-
just way as you go.
And then to keep on going with the way as you go pattern or way as you go knit along. Next month I'm hosting next month.
Yes,
The November. And so November is Minion number 1's birthday month. And Minion number 1 is going to be 4.
Ooh.
So Alicia convinced me because Alicia wants to make Excel spreadsheets.
I do. I want to have lots of participation.
And she wants to have lots of participation. And she wants the random number generator to go up above 9 or
over
10.
200. I'm shooting for 200s, guys. So focus.
So even this month with Annette, it's every 44 grams that you knit. Next month, it's every 4 grams that you knit.
That's going to be like, you could do a stocking stuffer or a little stuffy that
Yes.
you think, oh, it's never going to get to 44. Well, it'll get to 4.
Yes. And we're going to keep Annette's rules. If you need to add beads or stuffing, and that's included in your final product,
Weigh it.
that can count in the
Yep.
4 grams.
I like it.
And so Alicia's just going to have fun with an Excel spreadsheet.
Yeah, every 4, guys.
Every 4.
I will divide it for you. I will put your name
just put a
multiple
total,
times.
Yes. Yeah, that's all you have to
Anytime.
do.
Anytime you enter a project,
Yes.
whip.
Works in progress count.
You could check in every day with a weight.
Yep. If you want it.
That would be awesome. It would keep me busy
Yes.
because I like to be distracted from knitting. It's a sickness.
So now you guys know, next year of the sweater.
Yes.
Next month, we're going to keep on. So
Way-
keep your
way to
scales
go.
out. Way to go. We're going to keep up the way to go, but we're dropping the number from 40. We're dropping it 9% of the total.
I love it.
The 9% of the total.
Birthday bash,
Yes.
G-stash cowl. Well, this is going to be so much fun.
Yeah.
That'll help me do this.
And works in progress count.
Right?
This is good for anyone working on sock blankets.
Little blankets.
Yes, because it's only 4 grams. So if you just add 1 square to your blanket, no
You know
problem.
what this might mean? Liz might bring out her hexie puffs again.
I might bring out my hexie puffs again.
Because they're what? 10 grams?
They're
5 grams?
They're
7.
They're about 7 grams each.
Okay. Okay, so, while we're talking about weighing it down,
Yes.
what are you working on?
I am going to finish these monkey socks. This has been my focus.
That's Girl on Fire.
Or Girl on Fire, sorry. Girl on Fire.
Girl on Fire
See,
socks.
it's been so long, I can't even remember the name.
She's already thinking about her next thing.
Right. It's actually starting to look like socks now. I've been working on the foot.
Yeah.
I have about another 20 rows, I think 24 rows.
Before you're at the toe box?
Before I'm at the toe box.
She's going to be done the next time we see
Yeah,
her.
so I will be done. So this has been my focus. But I have also worked a little bit on
This looks familiar, guys.
my part of your world Lily Go pattern. It's not a lot. So
She's
here's
still in orange, but
I'm
she's
still in
gotten
orange.
further.
But I have gotten like 2 rows in, and they were 2 beaded rows, so that's probably why I haven't moved so far along. And I have one more, or no, it was 1 beaded row. 1 normal row, 1 beaded row, and then the next row is beaded, which is probably why I haven't picked it up yet, because I can't do this one around with my kids. My son will probably eat all the beads.
Yeah, you can't set it down
Can't
anywhere.
set it down anywhere.
Nothing's safe.
He'll either eat the beads if I have them out, or if I set the crochet hook down. I think he might poke his own eye out.
And he likes to run off with your
Yeah,
yarn
and he
still.
likes to run off and then do evil baby laugh.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Do you have a video of this yet?
No, the evil baby laugh?
Yeah.
No, I need to.
Yeah, you do. Because, we have someplace we can show it.
He does it on demand too. If you tell him, if you
Evil baby laugh?
if you look at him and go evil baby laugh, he goes ha ha. It's hilarious. So, and he's only 14 months, so the fact that he does it on
He's doing
command,
tricks already,
he's
guys.
doing tricks exactly.
He's already entertaining.
But yeah, so that's all I've been working on so far.
Okay.
How about you?
I have worked on a few things. The biggest thing, and I have Liz to thank because we met up recently to just have lunch, and I needed to go get yarn somewhere. I worked on my mitt, and
Yeah,
dun-dun-dun.
You got past the.
Got through the gusset. Can I get some light?
Yeah, she's been putting these off, so being able to just sit down with me when we can shoot the shit.
And just do Hermiones Everyday pattern.
Yeah.
Which is easy to read. You know exactly what line you're on.
It's easy to
doing
remember because it's
increases.
just a 4-stitch
Yeah,
repeat.
It's 4 stitches and it's 4 rows.
Yeah.
So super simple. But because I've done it the Hermiones Everyday before, it doesn't excite me. So it's not something that's drawing my attention. But I have to keep in mind, I'm just weighing this as I go. Like, I mean, I know I have to finish it, but even just weighing it.
But weighing it, at least you know
motivate
how
a
far
little
you
bit.
got. Yeah.
Right? So that's exciting. That's on Araucania yarn. In the color 2 colorway. That's the label that I showed you guys a couple months ago when I was doing companion mitts. And you can't read anything on it because it's gold printed on
Gold,
brown.
that's right. I remember that looking at like, yeah, I can't, no. What bright idea is that?
She just thought it was my eyesight is terrible, which it is. But no, that label is awful. I don't even have it in that bag. I got so mad at it. And I haven't opened this bag. Haven't started sneezing yet, guys, but I might after I show this a little bit. I got some rows done.
Oh, on the alpaca hat.
Everybody else is like, oh, it sailed off the needles. It's not sailing off the needles. I know it's the yarn.
It's the yarn, or else it would sail off the needle.
And I think it would do better on metal needles. Because this,
it's catching.
Yeah, I feel, when we first started, did you start on bamboo needles? Did you use bamboo?
Yeah, my first set was the bamboo.
Sticks to it.
Which is great when you're a beginning knitter,
Yes.
so because you're a lot less likely to like drop a stitch.
Stuff. Yeah, the stress
Right.
of first learning knitting is I'm gonna drop stitches.
Oh yeah.
And then I'm gonna have to start all over again.
Right, because you don't know how to fix errors when you first start knitting.
So it feels like I'm fighting like I'm on bamboo, but those are birch.
Mm-hmm.
And those are my go-to needles. Those are the needles I really enjoy using. No, I'm not enjoying on that one, but I haven't switched out needles. And it's one of those things where you're afraid that if you switch needles, your tension's gonna change.
Right.
But you know it's gonna go faster. So I'm weighing the consequence. And as you can see, I've sat with it for a while, and the consequence is still too great for me to change to metal needles. But that would probably make it be done. I'm shortening the pattern because you guys know I have a shallow head, but it's not for me. And so then I think, oh, then I shouldn't modify the pattern because it's not for my head and it's not for Sean's head because it can't stay in the house. Like, if he wore it just at work and even walked home, which he does, he walks 7 miles every day, I think I would still be sneezing if he came in the house after wearing this hat. So it's gotta go.
Aww.
If I get so fed up with it, I might make it for your daughter because she's got a big head.
She does have a big head.
And if I'm making it shallow, it'll totally fit her.
It would fit her. And as far as I know, she is not allergic to alpaca.
Okay, well, we can find out.
We can find out.
Yeah, so Sean asked, he's like, is this your last skein in the house? And I said, yes, these are the last 2 skeins. He's like, why did you buy this yarn? And I said, at the time, I didn't know. And it's been in my stash for years. And honestly, didn't know it had alpaca in it until I was winding it and having a sneezing fit. And then it was too late, right? I had already made a cake. I'm not going to give it away in that form, right? So I'm just going to make it through this hat. It'll be fine. There's a light at the end of the tunnel. Now, I have llama. Do any of you guys know anybody who has my strickenness to alpaca know if I am allergic to alpaca? Am I also allergic to llama? Because I have gorgeous skeins.
Well,
And I'm afraid to find out.
Why
I guess
don't
I
you
could
sleep
sit
with
next
it?
to, I could sit next to it and see if it affects
and find
me.
out. You won't know.
It's gonna be the worst when I find out that I can't use it. Because we got it on the LYS tour at Tea Cozy Yarn.
Okay, yeah.
Which is over in Ballard. Cute little shop. And it was 2 skeins. And we have something in our queue that's made out of it, but it's a solid shirt. I'm trying to think what it's called. But it's kind of like those swanchos.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
the
top.
swanchos. Yes.
Do you know which one? You have it in your queue, and I have it in my queue.
The cardigan one, right?
Nope. It's a pullover, and it's in blue. It's an Asian woman who's wearing it.
Oh,
and
I know which one you're talking about. You know what? It's appearing in the screen right now.
It was made, I think, with 2 skeins, and I have 2 skeins, but I have a brown and I have a blue, which I would just stripe.
Color block it or stripe it.
It'll be fine.
Mm-hmm.
And I would totally wear it. I think that's why it's in your queue too, is because you totally wear it. And I thought, man, the drape is perfect. And you know why the drape is perfect? It's because of that yarn, and I have that yarn, so we could totally do it. We'll see. I'll sit next to that yarn for a while and see what happens.
There you go.
Away from this project. So I don't get any conflicting observations. I think, oh, and I worked on this, my 10-stitch blanket. So last I saw you, I was just starting this yellow. It's more of like a golden, it's got some specks in it. I have no idea what it is.
Your blanket's looking so awesome.
Love it. I'm having trouble with color picking, and I think it's just because it's been a while since I picked this up. Well, the next one is a variegated. It's not showing. It's got like a mauve, like a deep mauve, and turquoise. It's really pretty. And then I got a little raspberry color going on. And then I found this one. It's a self-striping. It had some green in it, but some light green. And I figured it would be a good one for that corner. And then I got into some purple. But I realized that on the last one, I didn't really talk about the construction of this. So it's a 10-stitch blanket, which should imply that there's only 10 life stitches at all times, which is so awesome. Now when it was smaller, it was a lot easier to like sit in my lap and do the knitting. So now I kind of fold this guy over in my lap, and then you can just back and forth until you get to a corner, and then you do your little, well, all the corners are mitered corners. Yep. Right? Such a clean look. It's really easy to memorize. Really love it.
Great way to get rid of it. I think, I know everyone does the mitered square blanket. That's very popular. Yeah. I think I would prefer this construction than the...
I like it because I can stop at the corner anytime I want. Mm-hmm. It can be any size. Like right now, this is a baby blanket.
It's a baby blanket, yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So I think that's why I like it too.
I could stop, which I did last time. I stopped at this corner last time. And all I did to bind off was 10 stitches.
Yeah, and that's the nice thing too. Like,
right? And then I decided, oh, that's not the right size. You just backtrack 10 stitches, and you're back into it again. Like, there's really, I love it.
I like it a lot too.
You don't get lost in the knitting because it's 10 stitches. You're gonna end at the end of your row, right? And then I'm using that clasp weft. And here's a good shot of, I hold it double, right? And so you can see one row, half is blue, half is yellow, right? One ridge. It doesn't bother me. Did it bother you guys from seeing it from where you saw it?
No.
No, can't even tell. It's good stuff. And all I do is snip the ends when I'm done.
Yeah.
No tucking in.
It's a good joint for any scrappy project. Yeah. It's only a good joint if you're doing stockinette or garter.
Yeah. I'm doing it I did it in my sock that I just finished when I was transitioning between the contrasting heels and toes. Like right as I switched from ribbing to the patterned area, just did the clasp weft join. It was awesome. And then later, snip. So all I do is tuck in 2 ends, the first end and your final end, just like you would with any other
Or any
sock.
other project, yeah.
It's awesome. So yes, I'm really loving this. I stop it at a corner at the end of every stash dash. And then when stash dash comes again, I pull it out and take out 10 stitches and I'm off to the races again. So that's nice. And
It's bigger.
it's wonderful. And right now, sit on my lap and it's warming me.
Yeah. It's like you said, it's baby blanket size, and your next major size will be throw size, like couch blanket, lap blanket size.
Exactly. So that'll be a while.
I think the other thing to tell is because you are trying to make this eventually do the bed, you didn't do a square beginning.
I didn't do a square.
You made a rectangle start. So it will.
My start's a rectangle. So I started at the brown and made a rectangle up into the blue, and then you do your first 2 corners at the same time. That's the only time you're going to do a double corner, which is so easy. Nothing about this blanket is hard. When you come to the blanket, right? So if you knit from the end of your needle into the blanket, you do a skip, a slip, knit, pass over the slip stitch, turn, knit across, turn. I slip my first stitch on the outside edge, so it'll be easier to see what I'm trying to pick up when I come around again. Super simple. Love it.
Well, it's a cool trick. I have a 10-stitch blanket too, but I haven't worked on it in about a year.
Are you making a square? Or are you making
No, mine's rectangle. Started out as a rectangle as well. Mine's in DK weight yarn though, so I have a different scrap blanket for every different weight yarn.
For her first one, I remember was worsted, and you were making these little flower puffs.
Making these yo-yos.
Yeah, yo-yos.
It's the yo-yo Afghan scrap blanket. So I have yo-yos for any of my extra worsted weight yarn. And then my DK is the 10-stitch blanket, and then of course you guys know the Hexie Puff. That's my figuring weight scrap blanket.
Correct.
So that's how I work. I have a different scrap blanket for every
She
weight.
uses every bit of yarn, and mine too, for the longest time until I finally decided to make a scrap blanket myself. And I'm thinking about doing that crochet corner to corner.
Oh,
You've seen Philippa's?
Oh yeah.
It starts at a corner. Yeah, and it just increases this way, and then you start decreasing when you're past the diagonal of your bed.
So you would start at one corner and then go up until you're that way, and then you start going. That's kind of nice because then you're like waiting to get to there, and then it starts getting
only decreasing, right?
Oh yeah.
So it's fun because it's growing, and then you're just like, all right, I'm over it. Fun because it's decreasing. Yeah,
I like that. I might have to look at this pattern too, and see. Wait, maybe that'll be my sport weight. I don't have a sport weight scrap blanket.
Usually she's like, sport weight? That's close to fingering. We'll just put it in there.
Yeah, usually I use the sport weight in a Hexie Puff, but might have to do a sport weight blanket now.
It'll go fast too because it's on hooks. Or crocheting. Doing anything with yarn with a hook is fast. All right, let's see. We've covered the cows. Oh, how's your Harry Potter going?
My Harry Potter...
Anything. Our knit along that we're participating in.
Okay, so this was the month of October. Finished that. So I have the new challenges came out.
Yes,
you told me.
Did you look at it?
I did look at them. And so the next main challenge, November's main challenge, is you have to knit something
related to Patronus.
Related to the Patronuses.
So it could be your Patronus. I guess you can take tests.
Yeah, you could be your Patronus.
You could be any Patronus that's in the book.
And
I'm guessing you could probably just make up a Patronus.
You could make up a Patronus. So I'm really enjoying the HPKL because you know what? They're leaving it wide open enough that you could probably make any project work.
Now it's yarn related to Patronus, so I'm wondering if you could just do a character who has a Patronus too, right?
No.
So if you had a character yarn,
I think I would ask,
or maybe the Patronus has to be in the name.
I would ask in the group.
Yeah.
I think if you so if you were like making a design by someone, that was your plan. I'm
going by designer name.
Right.
So the person's shawl has nothing to do with Patronus.
But her
yarn
Ravelry name
doesn't have anything to do with Patronus. But her Ravelry design name is Otter.
Otter something.
Otter something designs.
Which Otter is Hermione's.
Otter is Hermione's Patronus. So that's how I'm doing mine. But I mean, I think another person said that her Patronus came up as Otter, and she's like, I don't know. I was like, yeah, but you could research Otter, and they are great for keeping kelp beds really healthy.
Yeah.
Right? So anything to do with kelp, because that's in its natural habitat. Or, they eat sea urchin and clams, and, you could just expand on something about a Patronus.
Right.
The animal in which it is. And I'm sure that will qualify too.
But don't take our word for it. I would ask the question in the.
These are all brainstorming.
Let the moderators, if you're doing something like that, that's not. I would if it's not clear cut, I would ask. I'm going to be more literal, I think.
Yeah.
And I have a friend that requested a scarf.
Okay.
And there's
a dude,
so it's got to be a manly scarf. And of course, it can't be too wild and crazy colored.
Okay, so gray.
So gray or black.
Yeah.
And, very typical. But there's this really cool stag sweater.
It's a cable, yeah.
Stag sweater free pattern.
Mm-hmm.
That has a very cool, they call it the stack stag. That's it. Stack stag cable sweater.
I think it's much like.
It's actually very similar to that. Yes.
Yeah.
But the pattern name is Stack Stag. And Stag is Harry's Patronus.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I'm just gonna hijack the cable middle part from that sweater and make a stack stag cable scarf for my friend.
So what are you doing about your edges?
I haven't decided yet.
Because you could do just like a 3-stitch of garter.
Yeah.
Right.
No, there'll be some sort of edge. It'll either be like 3 or 4 stitches or 5 stitches of garter. I think it'll all depend on what weight.
Yeah.
I decide.
Oh. Yeah,
use
because you're buying yarn.
I'm gonna buy yarn.
Okay.
I'm gonna buy yarn at Vogue Knitting.
Okay.
I actually emailed Lydia.
Yeah. To
see if she was bringing any grays or blacks to Vogue, and she said she is.
Excellent.
She has some tonal grays.
Great. That would be perfect for a cable. But
I don't know what weight.
Wait.
It's coming in. I'm hoping it's DK.
She doesn't just do fingering. So
no,
there's a chance.
I'm hoping it's DK or worsted because then it'll go fast.
Yeah, that's true.
Because I really don't want to do a scarf in fingering.
2 skeins if it's DK or.
Well, he's tall.
That's true.
And so he wants to be able to wrap it too. I mean, you know the friend I'm doing this for.
So usually you go a little over the height of the person you're knitting for. So
he's 6. We'll round him to 6 feet.
Mm-hmm. He's tall. He's a tall drink of water.
Yeah. He's like 6'3", but I'm thinking a 6-foot scarf is long enough.
Yeah. That's typically what you do for an adult anyway. Yeah. 6 feet.
So I'm going to do like a 6-foot scarf, and it just would go a lot faster if it was in
DK or worsted.
In DK or worsted.
Yeah. That sounds perfect. How wide is have you looked at your pattern? How wide is the stitch pattern?
It takes up the most front of what looks like a 12-month, I would say a 12-month baby sweater.
And for guys' scarves, you usually go 6 to 8 inches wide, minimum.
Right. And so I'm thinking it takes up probably...
Because women can be dainty.
I'm guessing it takes up a good 5 to 6 inches.
Okay.
And then
you have to have some room on the outside.
For the border.
So it doesn't roll.
So I think I'm okay. I think the plan is good. I have to do some math, but we were only just talking about this last night because she only released the challenges last night.
Yeah, yesterday was.
So I haven't done any
research day.
Yeah, I haven't done a lot of into the math, but that's what I'm leaning for. But if anyone has any other ideas on a manly scarf with like a Patronus, throw it on there. Go to the Ravelry group. Let me know because I have 2 weeks.
Yeah, she's open to suggestion.
I am open to suggestion. She doesn't cast on
until after she goes to Vogue Knitting Live, which is November 4th or something.
November 3rd, we're going to Vogue Knitting. We're going Friday because I'm going to get yarn and I don't want the yarn to run out.
First pick.
I want first pick of yarn. Exactly.
Yeah, I need to pick up some yarn. So you fulfilled your you need to knit with a Harry Potter yarn in the first month.
Yes,
so
because
did
this is
Yeah.
Old Loops, Dean Thomas.
So now it's just smooth sailing. It's whatever we want. But I'm still doing Seeker, and you're still doing
I'm
Seeker.
still doing Seeker, so you think we talked about this last week. Seeker is when you just use Old Loops yarn for your main challenges. So again, if I buy gray Old Loops yarn and I get this present out of the way for my friend.
Yeah.
And so he's had a rough year, so I want to knit him the scarf.
He lost his dad in the last couple weeks. So
Yes.
yes, that's a great plan.
Yeah.
I'm planning to do a shawl that's much like the Hitchhiker, only it's got some yarn overs at the spikes. So I'm thinking of, if I want to add beads, I can. But the yarn that I'm going to use is the Weasley Boys, and it's quite variegated, so beads might not be the way to go.
True.
Usually I use beads if it's a solid color, just to give some interest. It was from an LYS tour here 2 years ago, so it was from Weaving Works. So
Yeah.
I'm thinking I have it.
If not, I definitely
you
have it
have
because I keep everything.
Yeah, so I might have to send you home on a mission to look. I've put all mine in the same location, so I can quickly go look as well. But you might be getting a text from me.
Yep.
I like the idea of it's a free pattern, so it's already in my library. The yarn's already picked for me. Like, it's the only O-loops I have now, besides some scraps. So I think it'll be good. There's extracurriculars. And you were talking about casting on a sock or something.
Yes. Well,
Right.
that's for
Or a
this
gift.
month. I need to cast on something here before the end of the month, knowing I'm not going to finish it, but at
Yes.
least it can be something that can still get my house points later because I will probably, hopefully, more than likely finish it before December 31st.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. If
So-
it's socks for your son, for
It's-
sure.
Yeah, it's either going to be socks
Or your
for my...
daughter.
It's going to be socks for one of the minions. And I was telling Alicia's like, oh, socks go fast, you know. She was saying socks go fast, and I'm like, no, my son's feet. He's got little boat feet.
He's got lots of feet already.
He's got lots of feet, so
He
they're
must
not
have
as
your
little.
husband's feet.
It's not as little as you would think.
Yeah. Are they predicting he's going to be tall?
No predictions have
gone
come
in?
through yet.
Oh, you haven't had that checkup?
No, they haven't
They
done it.
check
I
the
think
scale or
yeah, they do.
charts.
Yeah, they don't. I don't think they do that till the kid's like 2.
Oh, okay. So at 2 years you find out
Yeah, if he's gonna
the
be
size
a
of your
giant or
child,
not.
perhaps. Oh man. Well, those could lie too. Shauna's supposed to be 7 feet tall, and
Yeah.
he's 5'5", so
Yeah, so
it's a guesstimate.
it's a guesstimate. Take it with a grain of salt.
But your daughter's tall,
Yeah,
and is she and him about?
yeah,
same in measurements?
they're the same in measurements. You know, he's the same size
That
she was
Yeah.
at this point in her life.
Okay. And she's gangly.
She's gangly and tall. Yeah.
Mhm.
The only thing is my son probably
But
outweighs my daughter by about
Yes.
5 pounds at this point in life. He's husky.
he likes to eat.
He's husky.
Yeah, he's a healthy little boy.
Yeah.
You said he's in her socks already?
Oh yeah. So for the one time I went to ZK,
Mm-hmm.
we took a class from Megan, the OMG heel.
Yeah.
And you had to bring a pair
half a
of
sock. Or
half a
something.
sock up until the heel. Well, again, I'm a really slow knitter. Wasn't sure to make it, so I'm like, will a kid's sock work? And she's like, yeah, a kid's sock will work fine.
Brilliant.
So my daughter was about 18 months at the time, so I made like an 18-month sock.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's what my son wears right now. He's in the 18-month sock, and he's only 14 months, and he's been wearing the 18-month socks for like a month.
Big feet.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so the happy part is she could be making socks for her daughter, right?
Yeah.
That will end up at her son.
Yeah,
right?
which is what I like to do.
They're not wearing it out.
Yeah.
For the 2 months that they actually wear it.
Right,
The size
yeah.
that you made them.
So yeah, no. So I think
So
I
it makes
will.
sense to make her minion number 1.
Yes, I will make socks for minion number 1.
Yeah.
And she has requested. I have to go stash diving. She wants rainbows.
Rainbows.
She wants stripes.
Yeah.
She wants something with stripes. I don't.
Okay.
It doesn't really have to be a rainbow,
Right.
but she wants striped socks. So I'm probably just going to. I really like that escalator pattern you
Yes.
just finished, and I think that'll
So
work.
fun.
Well, it works well with cell striping as we
You
can
can
see.
modify it to whatever stitch count you want.
Right, and because it's an 8-stitch.
It's
count,
an 8 stitch on its own.
Yeah. So.
But you might want to scale that down for a kid's one because
No, I'm not.
They're big steps.
Sure. Okay, so
Yeah.
maybe I'll make a 4-step. Either that, or she'll get a pair of Hermione's, or
Yeah.
I'll find, or she just may get some plain vanilla socks. She won't care.
Because for either one of for the Dobby socks, it could be any sock.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't super specific. They were specific on it's going to Dobby. So that's your Harry Potter catch right there.
Right. So yeah. So she will probably get some socks. I gotta go stash diving. I keep on saying I need to go stash diving, and I never do.
Yeah.
I'm going to go stash diving this weekend.
She said that about last weekend.
I did. This weekend, definitely.
But you got a nap in
I did get it
last weekend when
I
you were
did.
supposed to be stash diving. She was
did.
pillow diving.
I was pillow diving. Yes, our train is
made it to Washington.
it's back in Washington.
Yeah, it's here.
Our other friend Janelle has it. She is deciding what she wants, and the minute she decides, we will bust out the train here and show you what was sent back to us. And yeah, we'll hold on to it till after the holidays.
Yeah, I'm thinking February-ish.
Yeah.
After we get our Knitmas
Yes, after we get Knitmas.
Knitmas complete. You know, I don't think we've talked about that since we kind of talked about it a couple episodes ago. So I've decided February 1st is Knitmas for all the knitters and their recipients.
Yes.
Well, their recipients are knitters too. So this is a knit for knit swap.
Yes.
Knit along. So the rules are 2 skeins of yarn for your person that you're swapping with. Now you can either knit both skeins into something big, or you can knit something small with one or both, which she's going to do. And then send the untouched skein to your swap partner. So that's what she's going to do. So she's going to pick 2 skeins. She's going to pick the one she wants to knit something, send it in a box with the fresh skein that hasn't even been touched by her to her partner.
Yeah.
Now you can add whatever you want into this package. This is our own holiday, and it's a knitting holiday. So knit-themed things would be fantastic. Little things. Don't go crazy, but be kind to each other, guys. This isn't something, you know, I'm gonna score kind of thing, right? We're trying to do something wonderful and beautiful for somebody else who also enjoys this hobby that we all share.
So, can people still join in?
Yes. You have until the end of October. There are 2 threads. In the main thread that's stickied right now, it just kind of gives you the overview. Maybe I should lock it until we start this. But anyway, that's up, and it has a link to the other thread that has all the questions. So this is a question of getting to know your knitter. So go out there, reply to each question. So go from the top, page 1, look through there. I've put a bold with the question number on it. Reply to that one, to the answer to that question. Go to the next one, answer that. There are 14 questions.
I have to answer, I think, still some of the questions. I think I only got like halfway through. I think I answered the first 7 or 8.
Okay.
And I need to go answer the last 7 or 8. But I will go do that.
Yeah, so this is full-on honesty. This is all the person who's knitting for you is going to know about you. So the more thorough you are, the better grasp of your feelings and color and choices and what you actually wear.
Or if you get me,
She
I'd
just
be
wants-
happy with anything.
she wants her knitwear.
I want stuff.
Exactly. So go out there if you haven't already. There's 11 people so far. So it's been hopping. And we would love to see some more of you guys who want to knit for somebody else. And you get a knit in return.
And, okay.
And
How are
just
the
got a
partners
question.
being chosen?
I will be choosing them probably from a hat and matching people that way.
So
but
totally random.
Totally random. And it's going to be, if it's an even number of people, it's going to be 1 for 1.
If not, Alicia's knitting twice.
No, maybe. That's an idea.
Or you can do a 3-way.
Yeah, and I was thinking, or it's, you know, whoever's drawn, it'll be like 2 hats, right?
Yeah.
Person for person.
Yeah.
Person for person. And so you might not be swapped with the same person you're knitting with. But I want you to be able to have an even swap. ideally.
So we're still working it out, but if you're okay with knitting for somebody and getting a knit in return, fill out the questionnaire. You know, say you want in, and
it's due February 1st. So this is not Christmas knitting.
No, this is not Christmas knitting.
We don't want this to interfere with your Christmas knitting. You can knit it anytime at the start of November through, 2 weeks before February, right? You can knit it anytime you want, but it's due in February, and we don't want you to stress out. So if this causes any kind of anxiety in you right now, that's not what we're after.
No.
We're thinking November, December, January. That's 3 months to knit a little something or a big something for your swap partner. For someone who totally is knit worthy. Because you know what they do? They knit. And being a knitter makes you knit worthy. I'm just saying. And so join us if you would like. We would love to have you. Join us in the group at any time. There's plenty of threads that you can just hop in and chit chat with the rest of us.
Yes.
I'm thinking that's all the knit-alongs. We talked about the birthday bash stash, which is something we've done all year long, trying to get into our stash and get stuff out.
Yes.
That look like knitting. Or crochet. I'm sorry if I keep saying knitting.
We welcome crochet too.
Nothing against crocheted items. If that's something that you're passionate about and you want to do, put it up there. And we'll thumb it up and love it because we don't crochet as much as
we should.
We used to.
Yes.
Yeah. I think I just over crocheted.
You did. You made a lot of hats in a short span.
And I worked in crochet. So it's when your passion becomes something you're getting paid for and you're putting in 6 hours a day, it loses its luster, I think. So I think that's all from this couch. Here in Washington. It's beautifully and raining outside.
Yes!
I'm so excited. We might get green grass before winter comes.
Hey, my grass is green.
We don't water ours.
We don't water ours either.
It's not green yet.
Ours
it's a big pile of dead still.
Ours is green.
That's so awesome. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for knitting along.
Yes.
Cheers if you were drinking anything along the way. And we'll see you next week.
Yes.
Probably.
And
Until
I will have a finished sock.
Yes. Until we knit again.
Bye.